On this week's show, Kendall Toole is leaving Peloton, and Cody has signed a new contract.
Plus, form feedback for the guide, a new half-marathon training program, benchmark row and run tests, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 180 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I am Amanda Siegel, and I am joined today by my co-host, John Pruitt, and Mr. Pelo Buddy himself, Chris Lewis. Hey, guys.
Hello, hello.
Morning.
Yeah, we figured we needed you on here, Chris. We skipped last week, folks, and we apologize for that. But Chris and I were gallivanting around New York and enjoying some Peloton Lululemon collab weekend.
Yeah, it was a good weekend up there.
It really was. It was awesome to see you. It's always
You
fun
as well.
To be there, and it was a really fun weekend. I think that it turned out. I know we'll talk about it a little bit more in the show, but it turned out to be a fun weekend. I think
Absolutely.
they did a great job.
Yeah, they had lots of nice little branding touches, like in addition to the big Peloton P you take your photo to, they had a Lululemon logo. There were updates on screen. So they just, really added a bunch of little stuff throughout the studio
Nice
for the
little
course of
touches.
those 2 days. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think people got a nice weekend out of it, and everybody went home with 1 or 4 Lululemon water bottles, but wasn't able to snag a bag unless you were going to one of the events. So they had a little goodie bag for everybody, which was a nice canvas tote with some goodies inside. But you were only able to get one of those if you went to one of the 3 events. So. Yeah, we shamelessly asked for one, but did not receive one. So you see, folks, even me and Chris didn't get that.
Denied.
But it was a fun weekend. When are you going, John? Aren't you heading up there in a couple weeks?
Next week.
Next week?
Yeah, the weekend of
stuff.
the 22nd. I don't know who's going to be doing the show next week, but
I know.
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, ride 5,000 with Jen Sherman right around the
That
corner.
is so fantastic, John. I am so excited for you. How absolutely awesome is that? She's excited. She actually asked me if I was coming in because I rode with her last week. And she goes, "You coming in to celebrate with John?" And we are actually off to Europe. So I will not be, actually not Europe. We are off to Greece. So I will not be.
Is that not part of Europe anymore?
Isn't it Mediterranean?
It's.
Is it? All right. Was never very good at my geography, but yes. So
Well,
I
anyway,
will not be there to
back to my
celebrate
ride.
you.
It's my mixtape ride. I don't know what the theme is yet, so we'll see.
You'll have some song suggestions in there that you'll play, no doubt.
Maybe.
So I'm excited. I will definitely do it when I get back. But
I'm just glad it's a 45-minute ride because I was very adamant about waiting to do a milestone for
Nice.
at least, I want to get my money's worth. So I wanted a 45 or a 60. So I was really waiting. And when they updated the schedule, I was like, oh, thank God it's at least a 45-minute. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm excited for you. All right. We have a ton. We have a ton to talk about since we missed last week. So
yes.
as always, folks, before we get started with the news, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode.
Yes. And you can also listen to us on all podcast platforms if you're on the go. Just want to hear the audio. Search Pelo Buddy TV. We're everywhere.
Absolutely. And finally, we are on Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now, guys, let's get on with the show.
Right.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. So kicking it off, and just like that, Kendall Toole has announced she will be leaving Peloton, with her last class scheduled for June 29th. Kendall's first class launched in September of 2019. She launched the platform together with Tunde. In an Instagram video, Kendall expressed gratitude for the Peloton community and the transformative experience of working with the company. In the video, she said, "It's with great consideration and many, many, many hours of reflection that I am choosing to close my chapter at Peloton." She thanked the community, saying, "Thank you all so much for letting me into your home, into your hearts, and many times into the shadowy parts of your mind where it can sometimes get a little tough." Kendall's classes, folks, will remain available on demand. She hinted at future projects and has previously signed with WME Entertainment Agency, indicating more developments to come. But this announcement follows some recent changes at Peloton, including the departure of another Peloton instructor that we spoke about previously, Ross Rayburn, and also some, organizational changes within the company. So there were definitely some really sad and disappointed members. There were some that seemed indifferent to the fact that she was leaving. But yeah, I think it's always sad when you've become attached to somebody, on the leaderboard, to see them leave. They become your go-to. And I know for a lot of folks, Kendall's choice of music was, very specific, and they don't really, other than Charlotte out in the UK with the German team, has that type of rock, heavy metal,
the metal rats, yeah.
So maybe Charlotte will take on some English rides. I know she has done some in studio in London, so maybe she'll take over those. But yeah, it was definitely interesting to see the dynamics of what people were saying.
But I do think there is stuff coming in the near future. She's been pushing people to her website to sign up for Get News What's Next, and she made the announcement on Thursday morning. And as soon as the announcement dropped, she posted a video of her on a plane out to, I believe it was California, for a photo shoot. So I think she's now quickly prepping for whatever is coming next. So I think we're going to hear more from her shortly with what her future plans are.
Yeah. Look, she made it no secret that she missed California. There was no
it doesn't surprise me at all, because whenever she was off the schedule, any chance she would get, she would go back to California.
Correct. But look, she provided a platform for so many with mental health issues. We were so grateful for that from her. I think that opened up something that really was, not really spoken about before, as far as I know, before Kendall, came to the platform. So I think from that perspective, she did an amazing job. And we only wish her well. I think the haters need to keep their comments to themselves. Everybody moves on. Everybody makes decisions to do stuff. And I think we're going to see more of it. I don't think these instructors are going to stick around forever. There is a world after Peloton, and I think we just all need to be thankful for the time we had with them. And, everybody survived the other few that have left, and we will survive this one too. But,
curious to see her content. What happens with the on-demand library? How long that stays?
So they did specifically post that it will remain available pending our normal library maintenance type things. So when Jennifer Jacobs left, that stayed on a while, but then it got mass purged. Yeah. But they seem to have stopped Beachbody. Yeah, they seem to have stopped the bigger mass purges for the most part, and they're now doing the rolling time frame. So maybe it'll just mostly remain available until they start hitting the time where they were.
I guess I'm thinking about it with Daniel's exit. I guess that was...
It was a different exit.
That was
the
a
situation of leaving was different. I don't foresee a lawsuit happening after this. And I feel like a lawsuit getting thrown in there changes the...
Agreed.
Whether classes stay or not.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Agreed. Yeah.
Well, it's funny, when an instructor goes on vacation for 2+ weeks, it's like the rumor mill starts churning and churning. So, Cody recently was in Japan with his best friend Quentin for 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, you know, on the official Peloton member page, people are, what's happening to Cody? And then, you know, he's posting updates from there throughout. And then he posts basically this cute photo session with his friend. And then people are all thinking he's engaged and that he and Andreas broke up. And so during that time, I think when he had gotten back, or maybe when he was still in Japan, he recorded a little video and, you know, quoted Lindsay Lohan's song Rumors from the early 2000s. But he just wanted to dispel all those rumors. He said, you know, relax. I'm not going anywhere. He was just, you know, he was just joking around. It was my best friend. You know, we did a cute photo shoot. So I'm sorry if anyone was confused. But he did reinforce the fact that he plans to stay at Peloton for a while. And he said, in fact, I just signed a new contract, so you guys are stuck with me. So it looks like, the contract negotiations are ongoing. I'm sure we'll hear about some other, you know, updates with instructors as those continue. But everybody calm down. He's fine. You know, just let them go on vacation, do their thing. Don't worry.
Yeah, there are people who are talking about JJ as well, and I mean he's gonna go be a dad. You know, he's taking time off for paternity leave, and everyone's like, "Well, JJ's not going to be on this." You know, Jermaine Johnson. So everybody needs to. You're right. Just calm down.
Changing topics a little bit. We have several new features that have launched over the past 2 weeks, and one of those is pace target classes for the tread. We had shared in March or so that they had been beta testing these, but now they've officially rolled out to all the hardware owners. These classes are only available on the hardware devices, so you do need a Tread or Tread Plus. But the big change with these is that when an instructor is calling out speeds on the tread, they're no longer calling out an actual number. Before, they might say you want to run very hard from a 8 to a 10. Now they're just going to say you should run very hard. And then rather than let's do an easy run from a 4 to a 6, they're going to say, let's just do an easy run. And when you take your first class of these, you pick one of 10 difficulty levels, and that difficulty level will map to a pace range for you. So if you pick a level 2, your easy pace might be a 3 to a 5, whereas if you pick a difficulty level 10, yours might be from a 5.5 to a 7. So it's going to allow people to have the paces the coaches are calling out more tailored to them. And I think that's going to help a lot of people, because some of the more difficult coaches, you might be scared to take them because, you know, they might call out a run from a 7 to 9. And you're like, I can't do that. I'm not going to even try this, coach. But if they're now calling out just do a run and the tread is showing you, for you, that's a 4 to a 6, that's a lot more accessible. Even though people can ignore what the coaches are saying, they just might not feel comfortable doing that. At this time, they launched with 14 of these classes. They are in a special collection on the tread. And I do know a lot of people have had issues with their wanting to do these classes and they're not showing up. A lot of people have had to completely power off their treadmills, like turn off the switch on the bottom, unplug it from the wall, and turn it back in to get them to show up. There are some intro to pace target classes. There's one in English and one in German. And in that, they'll kind of walk you through what the classes are and actually take you through each of the 7 difficulty levels. The 7 different effort levels. So you can kind of get a feel for what that is for your pace and kind of see if you've set the right target for you. I don't know if either of you have had a chance to try those yet.
No. I've seen it pop up on classes, that are not.
There's some bugs. There's some bugs in it now. It should only be showing up in these 14 classes, but there's some bugs where it's showing up in these live classes. I do think that eventually we could see them move all classes to being like this, because if you've ever done the Peloton row, the row is taught this way. You will never hear the row coaches call out a specific speed. They'll always say easy, moderate, challenging, or hard, or max. On the row, there's only 4 effort levels. On the tread, there's 7. So right now, there's only these 14 on the tread, but long term, who knows? Maybe we'll see them move all coaching to become this type.
Yeah, I've noticed on tread classes, boot camps, at the very, towards the cool down section at the end, I noticed that little color bar pops up.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side.
It looks
randomly.
like if you've done Power Zone training before, it looks like the Power Zone bar. And that is one nice thing, too, is that whatever level they're calling out, it will highlight that on the bar for you. So you have an extra visual indicator of what level you should be running in. And it kind of fills up as you go faster, similar to the Power Zone bar. And one last thing to note on that is that it is only available on the hardware. You cannot take these on the app right now. I think long term they probably will, but just to get started out, they're only doing these on the app for now. But on that same topic, one of the big questions people have had is how do I know what difficulty level to set my pace targets at? And to help with that, Peloton has also launched a new benchmark test. So for the row and for the run, there are new benchmark performance tests. You can either do a 2-kilometer row or you can do a 1-mile run. And this is basically an all-out effort. You should do it as fast as you can. Just there's no music, so that's one thing to know about this. You need your own playlist if you want music, because who really wants to run a mile all out with no music? So have your phone or system ready. But yeah, you just do a test all out. Once you finish, it kind of gives you a result, and it'll even say on the tread, this is the target level we think you should be at. And on the tread, if you go back in to set your pace targets before a class, it uses that 1-mile PR to give you a suggested pace target level. So one thing this is going to be used for is helping set those pace target levels. And then also, if you take these benchmark tests over time, it will show you a graph and let you track your performance in these over time. So it's a good way, just, they recommend every 2 months or so to do these, but if you do these every 2 months, it'll just show you a nice graph of how you've been doing. Hopefully it's trending, quicker, but we know there's peaks and valleys in people's performances, so it won't always go that way. But you could just, do a 1-mile test or 2-kilometer row, get a benchmark, and just see how your training's been going over time and have something to track it against easily.
Nice.
Good to know.
And those are in the experience sections of the tablet. So you go to experience. This is the same place you'd get to lane break and scenic.
Well, Peloton has begun publicly beta testing to a small group of users at the moment a long requested feature for the Peloton Guide, form feedback. The feature is being described as you'll now see real-time analysis and personalized tips to improve your form during movement tracker classes. So the guide form feedback feature is currently rolling out across some of the quote-unquote movement tracker classes, which are ones that are made for the guide, where it could also count your reps or your time doing movements. It's not available, though, on all movement trackers classes at the moment. So in addition, it's only available on some specific movements within classes. For example, it can give you form feedback on planks, dumbbell squats, and push-ups, but it can't for, say, lateral lunges. So when you're taking the class, if you're doing something with improper form, the guide will play a new noise to give you this audible indicator that your form is off. And this will help make sure you're aware, even if you're doing the movement where you're looking away from the TV. And on the screen, after the noise is sounded, there's some text in an orange circle to indicate what you need to work on to improve that specific form. So, for example, it might say, keep your chest lifted. And at this time, there's no spoken words of what you specifically need to change. It's just displayed on the screen in the text. So you have to actually look at the TV for that after you hear the sound indicating your form needs work. So if you're doing the move correctly, you'll see a little green checkbox indicating your form was good for that movement. Once the workout is completed, you're able to see the form feedback suggestions in the workout history as well. So when you're scrolling through the movements you did for that workout, it's now going to highlight any form suggestions in the movement summary area. And then there's also this brand new form feedback area in the history that just specifically highlights the movements that could use improvement. So the form feedback tips will show up for a movement, even if you only did it incorrectly for one rep, and all the others were perfect, just so you know.
All right. Well, a new half marathon training program called Road to Half Marathon has been launched. It's a 10-week program. It includes 52 classes with a focus on building strength, endurance, and confidence. The classes available both as outdoor audio only workouts and on the Peloton Tread are led by instructors Susie Chan, Bex Gentry, Matt Wilpers, Robin Arzon, and Marcel Dinkins. The program is structured as a collection, allowing members the flexibility in scheduling their workouts. Folks can earn badges for completing classes within the collection. Some of the highlights include a 90-minute endurance run with both Bex and Susie, as well as a 120 minutes endurance run with Susie and Matt. So those are kind of hidden in there for folks that just want to take a long run. You can actually pull those out of that collection. For a detailed schedule and class list, of course, you can head over to pelobuddy.com, and Chris has that on there, as well as the Peloton website.
Nice. Well, Peloton has released its newest round of metric classes on June 10th. They were first released in April of this year. The Peloton Metrics class style is a workout forward class where the music does most of the talking. So rather than typical classes where the instructor tells a bunch of stories, has conversations with members, does all sorts of shout outs, these workouts are more of a fitness coach style where the instructor provides the workout plan, gives cues throughout, and that's it. So the only talking the coach really does is related to the workout itself and the efforts involved. So 7 classes were released to the on-demand library in April when the metrics classes first came back. This latest batch, it contains 6 classes, including cycling, a run, walk, a row, as well as 1 class in German.
Well, after a few weeks of teasing, Selena Samuela has released a brand new program, and it is one that many people have been asking for. There is now a brand new Strengths for Runners program available. It is a 1-week program with 8 classes, and it mentions that the class, which is led by Titleist Performance Institute certified coach, Selena, is designed to enhance the physical capabilities of golfers. You will work on strength and mobility to support performance year-round on the course. And there's 8 classes. You start with an intro to strength for golfers. There's a 30-minute strength for golfers. There's a full body mobility for golfers. There's another strength for golfers, another mobility for golfers, core for golfers, and then pre-round warm-up for golfers. So there's 8 classes in there. It's designed to be in a program. It is locked in the program, but as always, our latest article on the site has all the details. We've got linked to those classes if you want to pick or choose them. But, she's been teasing this for a long time, and people have been asking for a long time for strength for golfers. So I know this is going to be very welcome news for a lot of people that this program is here. And even last week, she had teased that she was having a program coming, but it was something that was suited and aligned with her interest and hobbies. And this very much aligns to that.
Very on brand. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exciting for her.
Cool.
She was really excited about it. And she's been so vulnerable through the last 18 months after having Taran. And I think she was looking for something to really kind of give back. She's just had spoken about how her transition from, becoming a mother had been different to others. So I'm glad that she's found something that she can, really give back to the community in her own way.
About, because she loves golfing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you can find that in the programs, or if you want to just find the link of classes and a little more info, you can find that in the latest article on our website where you can find info about all the programs. But yeah, congrats to Selena for a brand new program.
Well, Camila Ramon recently shared that she has been experiencing some pain while she's running, which led her to discover that she actually has an extra bone in her foot. Over the weekend, she took to Instagram to update members about an issue she's been dealing with. And she explained that she has been feeling down on herself lately because she had been training for and was scheduled to run a half marathon, but she began to feel this increasing amount of pain on her ankle and on the inside of her foot. And for this reason, she had to drop out of the half marathon and instead went to the doctor, where she learned she has an additional bone in her foot. It's called the accessory navicular bone, which is located on the inner side of the foot just above the arch and is found in approximately 20% of the population. It can irritate the posterior tibial tendon, causing pain and swelling in that area of the body. And she explained that the issue has not affected her schedule in any way, and any missed tread classes have been due to travel at this point. She emphasized that she only teaches on the tread once per week, since her cycling is her primary modality. Another member had asked her if it would affect her ability to teach on the tread, and she responded that she'd spoken to her doctors and physical therapists about this, all of which have cleared her to run on the tread. And she also emphasized that her longest runs are 30 minutes in duration, and this should be a short enough distance not to irritate her foot.
Nice. Well, we wish her well and hope that she gets some relief and feels good. It's June, and we know what that means, Pride Month. And Peloton is celebrating Pride Month 2024 as they have in the past, this time with a series of special classes and activities throughout the month. They have named it the Peloton Ball, which includes various themed classes, some which are new to the platform, such as camp classes, Pump the Beat, Queer Coded, and Hyper Pop. These classes feature music and themes honoring the LGBTQ plus community. To give you some definition of what these different groups are, camp embraces the flamboyance and playfulness of pride. Pump the Beat celebrates the creativity and imagination of pride with music deep in vogue. Hyperpop lets you light up the dance floor with electrifying beats that shout here and queer. And Queer Coded rocks out with allies and artists beyond binary notions of gender and sexuality. Some of the highlighted classes include a really fun, and I can vouch for this because I was live in studio to do this, a 30-minute camp yoga flow with Ross Rayburn. The playlist was phenomenal, and it was fun to get to see Ross shimmy on the yoga studio floor. That dropped on June the 7th. It was a 30-minute class. There's a 20-minute Pump the Beat core strength with Rebecca Kennedy.
Yeah, there's a ton they've announced. They've announced several throughout the month. Yeah, there's dozens of those. So just look throughout the month. Yeah,
these were just some of the highlights.
Those were just the very first ones they announced. So just look for those 4 categories on the classes. They won't specifically be labeled Pride, but look for the camp, the Queer Coded, and those 4 names, and that's how you'll find the Pride on the upcoming schedule throughout the months.
Yeah, I noticed that Maddie has a 30-minute on Saturday, June 22nd. He's got a 30-minute camp.
Hang on, because that's what we've all been waiting for.
There's more.
There's more. It's the class we've all been waiting for because she's back. Our over-the-top Mara from New Jersey will be subbing for what he says a very busy Maddie Giacomo on June 22nd. And you do not want to miss that class. We can only imagine that Maddie will go all out with his alter ego this year for Pride. It's just always proves to be such a fun class. It is live with members.
But it's not on the it's not on the PSNY schedule.
It was an invite. It was an invite only.
It's not been officially announced yet. He's just been teasing Mira returning at this point. But
gotcha.
Yeah, the 22nd should be that class.
Because I was looking for it, and I was like, I'd like to go.
He said it in a couple classes. I think he said in a couple classes.
Yeah, he mentioned it on his recent. He plugged it on in the pre-show maybe of his recent walk and talk, or before one of his classes last week, his run or his walk.
Yeah. And of course, there is a special 2024 Pride celebration badge available on completing the Pride classes. And of course, all the old previous years, your classes are accessible on demand.
Well, speaking of Pride, Peloton is hosting a special event at Peloton Studios London at the end of the month for Pride. They're calling it the Pride at Peloton Studios Drag Bingo, and it is going to be hosted by the drag performer Envy. That's going to be on Sunday, June 30th at 1:30 p.m. London time. It's going to cost £45 for that ticket. In addition to Drag Bingo hosted by Envy, they're saying that Jeffrey, Leanne, and Benny will all be there. There will be bites and mocktails, but no alcohol. So if anyone wants to go, the link at time of recording, there were still tickets available to that. So if you're going to be around London on June 30th, you can go do bingo at PSL for Pride Month.
That should prove to be something really fun. I think Benny will go all out on that one. So that's amazing. And Leanne's such an ally. It'll be fun.
Cool. Well, we got some artist series that happened recently. So back on Thursday, June 6th, we got the Kacey Musgraves artist series that had 7 classes, including strength, yoga, a ride, and more. They were all in English. We got a 30-minute Pilates with a DT, a 30-minute outdoor walk plus run with Maddie, a 20-minute full body strength with Selena, a 30-minute yoga flow with Anna Greenberg, a 30-minute ride with Robin Arzon, and a 30-minute walk with Selena, and then a 20-minute row with Matt.
Nice. And who doesn't love the iconic Cher? This past week, the Cher-themed classes, as part of the latest artist series, dropped just in time to help celebrate Pride Month. Starting on this past Thursday, June the 13th, the series included 11 classes across all the modalities and languages, as well as 3 lane break classes. Some of the highlights from the Cher artist series included a 30-minute ride with Leanne, Ainsley Oldest, where she looked truly stunning, absolutely stunning. There was a 30-minute Cher run with Susie and a walk with Maddie, who I might add is Cher obsessed and has a shrine to her tucked away in his closet at home, because that's all Evan will allow him, is a little spot in his closet, apparently. He came to the class with his Cher Barbie doll for show and tell that he could show everybody. There was also a 30-minute yoga flow from Ross Rayburn, a 20-minute row with Katie Wong, as well as a 30-minute low-impact cardio class with Rebecca Kennedy. Members will earn both an artist series and Pride badge for doing any of the Cher classes.
Good stuff. Peloton is continuing their German language reloaded artist series throughout this upcoming summer. They shared the news recently via the Peloton Germany Facebook page, with the post translating approximately to "They're back and better than ever, legendary artists and their greatest hits in new courses, led by your favorite German-speaking trainers from Sunday, the 2nd of June to Sunday, the 21st of July. And 7 previous artist series will be updated with classes in German on Sundays throughout the summer between June 2nd and July 21st. And those artists who will be featured include Celine Dion, Dolly Parton, Donna Summer, the Foo Fighters, Miley Cyrus, Ricky Martin, and Sean Paul. The first class in the series, it already just aired recently on Sunday, June 2nd, with a new Donna Summer class, which was in German. In addition, Peloton shared the upcoming dates with other artists via the Peloton Studios Insta account. So Miley Cyrus also took place on last June 9th, and the Foo Fighters just will take place coming up next week, June 23rd.
Nice. Well, we talked about it a little bit in the pre-show, but Lululemon, their first members weekend took place this past weekend, but they are already teasing a second event taking place this fall. They posted a story on Instagram that said, "Our first ever members weekend event was our kind of party. Will you join us for the next one this fall?" So it sounds like there's another one in the works. They haven't said the exact date of that yet, but it sounds like there will be another one planned. They did mention that a second one would also be invite only. They did say you have to be on have a Lululemon account to get those invite. They mentioned that it was to a select group of users. They didn't say how that group was selected, but if you want to have a chance for an invite, you'll need a free Lululemon account. You'll probably want it to have the same email address that your Peloton account has, just so they know you're a Peloton member. But yeah, we'll share information about it when and if the dates for that are announced for this fall.
Sounds good. June 5th was Global Running Day, and Peloton celebrated with a special lineup of classes. This year's classes included an increased variety of modalities, such as yoga and strength training, in addition to running. Some of the highlights included a unique multi-instructor run, which was produced out of PSNY and PSL simultaneously. The 30-minute run featured instructors Bex Gentry, Camila Ramon, Jeffrey McKeechan, Jess Sims, and Susie Chan. And the class flip-flopped between London and New York. So that was a really cool way. I think that was pretty much the first time they've done something like that.
They said it was
Am
the
I
first
correct?
cross studio running class they've done.
Okay. Which was amazing. It was a really, I thought they had produced it exceptionally well, and it was very seamless and well produced, very well produced. We also got a 20-minute global running day outdoor run with Camilla, a 30-minute German outdoor run with Tobias, a 30-minute strength for runners with Bex Gentry. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
As well as a 20-minute strength for runners with Matt Wilpers. Nico Serrani had a 10-minute focus flow in German, while Bex had a 10-minute core. And then lastly, both Kristen McGee and Mariana had flows. Kristen had a 10-minute focus flow, while Mariana did a 30-minute focus flow, which was live in Spanish. All these classes have been designed to really cater to a diverse audience, promoting global participation and the celebration of running, giving those folks that, maybe wouldn't have run or have just started their running journey, the platform to share that, which I thought was amazing.
Nice. Well, Peloton is continuing their tradition of every Monday or so posting some classes that members have to look forward to the upcoming week, which is now the past week. But in their This Week at Peloton post last week, they highlighted 4 different areas. One was the Crush Your Climb series with Emma Lovewell, which had the second installment take place this last week. And I believe there's going to be 4 of those, with 2 of those left in June. They highlighted that there's 2 classes as part of the partnership with the City to Surf race in Australia. There's a class with Jocelyn Thompson-Rule, as well as a class with Kira Michelle. They also highlighted that there are going to be some new Tropical House classes that dropped, and there was one with Callie and one with Marcel that dropped, and I believe there's going to be a few more that are available as well. And finally, they highlighted that there was new installments of dance cardio classes, and for those, there were 4 classes that were released. There was one with Hannah Corbin, there was one with Leanne Hainsby, and then there was 2 different ones with Camila Ramon, and one was in Spanish and one was in English, and all of those were 10-minute dance cardio classes.
Well, Peloton has released a new series of pet appreciation, pet-friendly classes in honor of Pet Appreciation Week recently. In the post, announcing the classes, Peloton said, "Celebrate the love we have for the animals who share our lives every day. Check out a new collection of classes focused on honoring our pets and earn a special badge when you take one." So there's currently 3 Peloton pet appreciation classes available. 2 are audio-only classes, and the other's a traditional class. But we got a 10-minute Fit Family Pets edition from Jess Sims on June 6th. And then the 2 audio ones, one is from Andy Spear. It's a 15-minute pet-friendly outdoor run. Nico Serrani did a 10-minute pet-friendly meditation.
And that was in English. That was in English, just for folks that don't typically work out, because she's a German instructor, which was really fun.
Yeah, and then we got some pet apparel to tie in with National Pet Appreciation Week. Peloton Apparel collaborated with Canada Pooch, a high-quality dog apparel and accessories brand, to release some items. The co-branded accessories, they include a cooling bandana, which actually looked kind of fun on when Rebecca Kennedy was modeling it for Sunny. It's a cooling bandana, and a waterproof leash. And the wet cooling bandana, it's available in blue and purple. It's $21.99 US. The waterproof leash is available in colors black and blue, and it costs $44.99. And they were launched on the Apparel website back on June 4th. I haven't checked to see if they're sold out, but I kind of like the bandana for Maddie and Murphy. I might have to get that.
So it's funny, I was just going to say to you, all three of us have dogs and we are pretty into our dogs. We love our dogs. I was just going to say, have any of you bought anything? Because
I haven't bought anything at all on the Apparel website since last year.
For a long time. Yeah. I mean, it's cute, and I'm sure there are folks that will go out and buy stuff, but I did have a little chuckle when I saw the pet apparel pop up. Talking about apparel, one that I was actually quite excited about, but had to put the brakes on it. But the cool brand Aviator Nation has collaborated with Peloton with a new apparel drop. Members can find hoodies, sweatpants, half-zip pullovers, and trucker hats. Aviator Nation is a pricey brand, and there is no exception for this drop. The sweatpants run between $148 to $156 a pair, while the hoodies are $175 to $189. The trucker hat runs at $48. So while I was, really excited to see the collaboration, because I do own a couple pieces of Aviator Nation clothing, and I know my girls love it, it's pricey. It's really pricey. So those I feel will have to wait until they go on sale. I just can't validate spending that kind of money on on something so much. But they are nice. I will say I really liked what they ended up putting out there.
I really like that blue full zip hoodie. I wish it was it's not unisex. It does because it was just a woman modeling it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty sharp.
But they're
Nice. Well, changing topics a little bit. Last week, there was an email that many members received that caused people to wonder if it was a phishing email, if it was a scam. The good news is it turns out Peloton did actually send this email, and it was a testing email. They sent an error. The email was had the subject the subject was just a subject line, and it was sent from the email address Peloton Dev. And it was asking members to verify their email address, confirm their email address. So rightfully so, this looked very suspicious. So many people were wondering, is this a phishing email? Did Peloton's emails leak? Peloton did eventually confirm about 24 hours later that they did actually send this email out. It was sent in a mistake. They apologized for the concern or confusion. No action was needed. There was a link in there to verify your email address, but if you clicked it didn't actually go anywhere. So even if you clicked the email and that you received, your data wasn't compromised. So the good news was this seems like it was just a test email gone wrong and sent to the public. So no data was compromised that we're aware of from this.
It was not a phishing scam as
correct.
It was incorrectly first reported elsewhere.
Correct. Well, they've also acknowledged an issue with the Max, formerly HBO Max app on the Peloton Entertainment, which is preventing members from streaming content. The problem was reported on May the 30th, and Peloton, I'm not sure if they're still fixing it. I know when I was working on the article, they were currently investigating it. Users have experienced difficulties with the app, such as videos not playing or the Max option disappearing entirely. Other streaming services on Peloton Entertainment like Netflix and Disney Plus are unaffected. Peloton did create an official incident report for this issue, and as far as I know, is still working on the fix.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it's no longer showing on the front page of the status website, but if you do go to the original alert, it is still identified as investigating this issue, so it appears to not be fixed yet.
Not be fixed. And then folks can go, the updates can be monitored on the Peloton, as Chris just said, on the Peloton status page. Peloton also acknowledged a bug affecting workout history and blue dot streaks. The issue causes completed workouts to be saved with incorrect timestamps, often showing future times due to a time zone discrepancy. For example, a workout done at 10:52 a.m. Eastern Time might appear as 3:52 p.m. The glitch also affects that blue dot and any streaks, where some members see missing blue dots despite not missing any workouts, again, due to the incorrect logging times.
Well, Peloton and the YMCA of Chicago have announced an expansion of their current partnership. So with this expansion, all Chicago YMCA members 18 and up will get free access to Peloton's lower tier App One subscription, and there will be Bike Plus and Rows in all of Chicago's community hub locations. So there will now be 77 Peloton Bike Pluses and 27 Peloton Rows across all 14 of the Metro Chicago YMCA community hub locations. So this is an expansion to when Peloton and YMCA partnered initially. Their partnership initially launched last year when 4 YMCA locations offered Peloton equipment as this pilot program. In addition, individuals 18 years and older who want to join as members of any of the Y location community hubs in Chicago will automatically receive access to the Peloton App One tier at no extra cost. This is the tier of the Peloton app membership that is normally $12.99 a month, and it includes access to a majority of Peloton classes for class types that don't require any kind of hardware. And then you get 3 hardware-based classes a month with that tier subscription. The press release also mentioned that Y members would be invited to special events in the community, one of which already took place in Chicago last August of 2023, where Peloton did the Peloton X YMCA Adult Day Camp that Ash Pryor was at.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm sure a couple instructors will pop up there for other events throughout the year, so we'll keep an eye on what those events end up being. We shared a couple weeks ago that Peloton was working on what they were calling a global refinancing, and they have now announced that refinancing has been completed, and they are now calling it their holistic refinancing instead of a global refinancing. But they were trying to raise around $1.4 billion. It was a $1 billion loan. They were trying to sell $275 million worth of convertible notes, and they ended up selling $350 million worth of those notes. And then they also had a $100 million credit facility. So they're able to finalize all of that financing. They had said ahead of time they were going to use a lot of that to buy back some prior loans and do refinancing. And they said they did $800 million worth of refinancing for loans that were come to due in 2026. And I believe the new ones are 2028 or 2029. So they basically just kicked some of that loan and interest down the road for a little bit. So all that refinancing is now complete.
Great. Well, we got a lot of birthdays. It's Gemini season. I guess the birthdays are starting to pop up now. But happy birthday to Irene Kamer. It was last Monday. Rad Lopez had a birthday last Tuesday, and Cody a week ago last Saturday. Saul Arion had a birthday last Sunday, and Jocelyn Thompson Rule's birthday was yesterday, Saturday as well. So happy birthday to all those Geminis.
Nice. Happy birthday, everybody. All right, we're going to roll right into Instructor in the News. I will kick it off with Bex. Bex Gentry will be commentating at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris with the NBC Olympics team. She announced this exciting news during the latest episode of the New York Roadrunners Set the Pace podcast that she is a permanent co-host on. She expressed her enthusiasm for experiencing the Olympics in a different capacity after previously trying out for Team Great Britain in the marathon for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. While it is not yet specified which events she will cover, it is likely that she will focus on the marathon and potentially some track and field events. The 2024 Summer Olympics are scheduled to take place from July the 26th until August the 11th. So that's really exciting for Bex.
Very cool. Well, Robin was recently down in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill. She posted a picture on Instagram standing with Usher and Adam Schefter with the caption, "We are our own best health advocates. That's why yesterday I shared my type 1 diabetes journey at the Screen for Type 1 Summit in Washington, D.C. I also had the opportunity to meet with legislators on Capitol Hill to discuss why screening for type 1 diabetes should be a part of preventative care standards for all."
Nice. And it looks like DC was the spot because Tunde was also at an event at the White House. She posted that on her social media that she was down in DC and, was at the White House.
And podcast news from Jen Sherman. So she recently announced she's launching a lifestyle brand and podcast with her best friend, Pam Sunshine. The duo shared the news in a press release recently saying, Sunny and Jen, the TikTok duo behind the popular account Sunny and Jen with 138.8 thousand TikTok followers currently and growing, created by Peloton's Jen Sherman and her best friend Pam Sunshine, have exciting news as they launch their Sunny and Jen lifestyle brand. As their platform grows, the two are taking this opportunity to launch a lifestyle brand and podcast, which will be titled Sunny and Jen. It's going to launch, it's right around the corner, it's fall of 2024. But the press release shared some additional details about the podcast, saying that it will capture the same lively banter that they're known for on social media, especially on TikTok, featuring special guests and offering plenty of laughs, advice, and recommendations. I think this is either going to be like a total train wreck or just a hot mess. I mean, I'm definitely going to tune in because it'll just be fun to hear them, just shoot the bull. Because I could just see them just going back and forth. Unless they have some sort of like agenda that they stick to, it'll be interesting to see. But, I love Jen. So
when is it supposed to start?
in the fall.
Oh, okay.
It'll be interesting to see if it like they do a couple episodes and it kind of sort of like fades away, or if they really keep up with it on a regular basis.
Yeah. No, it's cute. All right. Emma Lovewell she had participated in the Pan Mass Challenge by cycling 100 miles this past Friday, June the 14th through today, the 16th, to raise funds for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Due to her pregnancy, she completed the ride virtually from home and the Peloton studios in New York. She shared her planned ride schedule on Instagram and invited members and encouraged them to join her and support her cause. The PMC is an annual bike-a-thon aimed at raising money for cancer research with a 2024 goal of $75 million. Emma previously participated in the outdoor race in 2021 with her fiancé, Dave.
That's great. Well, Dennis Morton, who does not post much, is not very active on social media, he just recently took to Instagram to announce that he's joined the board of a nonprofit organization called Wild Aid. He said in the post, in the picture, he's wearing, the Wild Aid t-shirt. The caption read, "Change starts in our own backyard, and the biggest opportunity for change on earth is us." He said, "That's why I'm here in my own backyard, shouting from the rooftops that I've joined the board of Wild Aid. Wild Aid is working to restore endangered species and safeguard vital habits by inspiring individuals to adopt low-carbon lifestyles, reducing global demand for wildlife products, and preventing destructive illegal fishing in vulnerable marine habitats."
Interesting. All right. And DJ John Michael shared on Instagram that he did a remix of Cher's Song for the Lonely in celebration of the Cher Artist Series and the reissue of her Living Proof album. he had shared how Cher has been such a integral part of his growing up and him coming out. And it was a really beautiful message that he put out there on his Instagram. So you can hear the song in definitely Adrian's DJ club DJ run
Live DJ
on Friday. Live DJ. I'm trying to figure out what the right term is.
With Adrian.
Yeah,
yeah,
Friday
with
night.
Adrian.
Nice.
And I'm sure it'll pop up. I'm sure it popped up in some of the other classes. I haven't done too many of them yet. So that was really great for him.
Cool. Well, Susie Chan was back on the Runner's World podcast, giving the white hot knowledge on how to get into and love trail running. And she also discussed her new book, Trails and Tribulations. So check that out on all podcast platforms.
I will share, and I know we're kind of all burnt out book-wise, but I will share. I started Susie's book this week. I got it on Audible because it's not available in the US yet in hardcover. I got it on Audible, and I have to tell you guys, it's brilliant. Does
she narrate it?
She narrates it. She is so authentic. I was actually surprised. I must be honest. I learned stuff about her that my heart broke, and I don't want to spoil it, but read it. She has a pretty interesting start to her journey. I'm only about a third of the way through. I'm a very slow reader, and obviously it's on Audible, so I have to find the time to listen. But definitely take a listen because it surprised me, and I'm so proud of her. It's amazing. So I just want to throw that out. When I saw that we were talking about her, I wanted to make sure that I put that in there. I'm hoping with a drive and my trip coming up, I'll get to finish it quickly. But
I still got to crack the book of the Raise the Bar, Ben Aldis book that you were so nice to mail me.
You mean you haven't
sitting
even
on the
started
bedside
to come
table.
on summer? It's your summer reading.
I know.
All right. Well, the beautiful Mariana Fernandez, Peloton's first bilingual instructor, appeared on Hella Latina podcast with Jasmine discussing her journey as a fitness instructor, bridging the physical and mental wellness and honoring her Mexican heritage. She shared that her journey of living between Mexico and the U.S., feeling both too Mexican to be a foreigner and too foreign to be a true Chilanga. She shared that her goal remains the same in every class, to empower members to embrace their full potential in practice and in life. And with her unwavering dedication to uplifting others and her dynamic teaching style, in that she invites her community to join her on a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and joy. She discusses the importance of picking herself up, staying true to herself, and not letting challenges define her. She also acknowledged the need for Latinas to fight for respect and opportunities, and how supporting each other with compassion and empathy can help us all thrive. It was a really, really well done podcast, and definitely take a listen.
Great.
Nice. Well, a couple more updates about Bex. First off, last week she flew to Greece and took part in a 273-kilometer relay race from Mount Helicon to Mount Olympus over the course of 22 hours for Global Running Day. And this was in partnership with Nike and their promotion for their new Pegasus 41 running shoes. So she's been posting a couple teasers here and there on her social media, and I'm sure she'll be sharing more in the upcoming days. So just, 41 people running 270 kilometers seemed like quite the feat to take on. And then in addition, Bex has shared that she is now a Garmin watch ambassador. She shared that she got a new Garmin Forerunner 265, and she just, I believe it was on Thursday night, shared some videos to her Instagram stories, kind of sharing how she was getting familiar with the watch and using it for some of her training runs. So I'm sure we'll be seeing some more updates here and there from Bex related to her Garmin watch now that she is a Garmin ambassador.
Cool. Well, rounding out instructors in the news, Peloton has a new cross promotion with the movie Babes, which is currently out in theaters right now, with actor and comedian from the movie, Alana Glazer. who was also in the front row riding in the studio during Robin's 30-minute 90s hip hop from back on May 31st. They did this sort of, there's a reel on Peloton Studios Insta where they did a Q&A of Peloton-related questions to her, like, what would you name your kid? And I think she said she would name her kid Dumbbell if she had to give it an exercise fitness name. And then they also said, if you were an instructor, what would your sign-off be? And she said, don't forget you're hot. So I don't know anything about this. Have you know anything about Babes, the movie?
Nope.
That's definitely not on my radar.
It's not. Did not. All right. Well, that was a lot, but we're almost done. We have not too many picks of the week this week, but why don't you go ahead and kick it off, John?
All right. First up, Matt Wilper's 20-minute intro to pace targets from June 5th. Tabata be hitting me said, great to have pace targets on tread, and this is a great intro for it. And then Emma Lovewell's 30-minute crush your climb. This is a walk, I believe.
Yes, it was the hike
June
on the
6th,
treadmill.
Yeah. This from June 6th. I actually did, this was her inaugural class on the tread. Kim Thousand, Doodlebug, 1694, and Tough Tiff Sweat said, great format and class. Love this new series. And then Nico Serrani's 10-minute pet-friendly meditation, which was in English from June 6th. Armajar 3 said, super adorable class. I loved it.
Nice. And then Krista McGee, her 20-minute rock Pilates from the 7th of June. This one came to us from Amajar 3 and basically said, great playlist. Jess Sims had a Flash 15th Strength. It was also from the 7th. It came to us from Kazoo and Dippin' Dot 22. They said, great quick burst of strength and cardio, one dumbbell only. And Kira Michelle's 30-minute Aussie Vibes Yoga Flow, also from the 7th. Amajar 3 gave us this one, love her stories about Australia.
All right, Rebecca Kennedy's 20-minute Pump the Beat Core Strength from June 7th. Daisy Mack and Tabati Hitting Me said, super tough class with an audition abs format. I don't really know what that means.
Not
okay.
Sure.
Hannah Corbin's 30-minute country happy hour ride from June 7th. Bertha C. Runs MD said, just a feel-good fun time with great tunes and everyone's favorite Georgia Peach. Special instructor Wink in the front row along with Hannah's husband. And then Ash Pryor's...
Matt Wilpers, for anyone who's curious, was the special instructor.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I remember he's in the preview picture. I remember seeing that. Yeah. And then Ash Byers' 20-minute Pump the Beat row from June 8th to Bada Be Hitting Me said, great energy, message, and music.
And then hitting the bike, we have Kendall Toole's 45-minute hit and heels ride from the 9th. This one came to us from Jamie 4682 and Rach 625. They said, spicy and challenging ride with a great playlist. Jen Sherman's 45-minute sold-out show, Rolling Stones. This was also from the 9th. It came to us from Rachel Spins 24. Pure perfection from Jen. Love Rolling Stones. And then Annie Love's 30-minute Sundays with Love, also from the 9th. This one came to us from Lindsay T. Gamble. Just a super inspiring class.
I love the fact that we're now finally getting Taylor Swift, Tortured Poets Department.
Yes.
Music finally sprinkled out throughout the classes.
Yes.
In case you haven't done one. I just did a live class on the tread with Selena, and she played 2 songs from the album. So it's nice to finally have it on the platform and hear it during class. All right. Olivia's 30-minute Hyperpop run from June 10th. Rachel Blofeld said, good playlist and workout from Olivia. And then Andy's 30-minute camp, full body strength from June 20th. Biking for Beaker said, I absolutely love Andy Spears' 30-minute camp, full body strength from Monday, June 10th. Playlist was perfect, Andy. And then Chelsea Jackson Roberts, 30-minute classical evening slow flow from June 10th. Dana Runs Disney said, Bridgerton-themed playlist.
I did that one, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm a big Bridgerton fan, so I did love the music. It was a great one. All right. Katie Wong's 45-minute New Tracks Row Boot Camp from the 10th came to us from Midwife Lexi. straight from the tortured rowers department. Great workout with some new Taylor Swift songs too. So there you go, John. You'll have to jump on to do that one. Camila Ramon's 10-minute dance cardio from the 11th. This one came to us from Jax ATX. They said, love having Camila on the dance cardio team. And then Leanne Hainsby Aldis's 10-minute K-pop dance cardio from the 11th. This one came to us from Amajah 3 and basically said just a fun 10 minutes from Leanne.
All right, next up, Jess King's 30-minute 2010s walk from June 12th. Jazz ATX said great playlist from Jess. And then Rad Lopez's 20-minute new tracks, glutes and the legs from June 12th. Julie MJ said great new tracks, spicy program, and great message. And then rounding out picks of the week, Alex Toussaint's 30-minute intervals run from June 12th. We got that from Sarah Feld and Kim Carve 11. They said good class structure, love Alex's coaching style.
All right, I think that wraps it up. Nice. So, boy, there was a lot, but we actually managed to get it in a pretty decent amount of time.
Not bad.
I'm impressed with us, right? Not too much back
very,
and forth.
Very
bantering.
efficient.
You see, Chris keeps us
he
in
keeps
check
us in
here.
line.
We got the boss.
I ruined all the fun. I'm sorry.
All the fun. I'm telling you. What can I say? Yeah, lots of great stuff. And as we head into the summer, I think there is going to be some interesting ways of how we'll work out the podcast as we go through. I will be heading out of town this week, and I'll be gone for 2 weeks, and then come back to town and head out for stop. And then I'm an empty nester with no kids at home. You have a son that's in
Cody
that's
going
in a
to
cast.
Japan for 2 weeks.
Well, at least I don't have a kid that's in a cast and has to, have him on crutches. Poor Jackson. I hope he's doing okay.
Is
he okay?
Yeah, he's hanging in there.
All right. Well, please send him our love and wish him
Appreciate
well from
that.
us. So I will not be around for the next couple of weeks, but I hope that we continue to give you what you guys need.
Still tune in. We'll still find a way to have shows. So
absolutely, I know, Chris, you can handle. 4 years down the road, babe. You can handle it now. I love it. And I will definitely be sure to be around for our 4-year anniversary in August. It is pretty incredible to think that we have been doing this for 4 years. And yeah, we've been doing this for 4 years.
Crazy times.
Crazy times. Anyway, folks, we won't keep you any longer. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and listening. And taking the time to catch up on all your Peloton news for the last 2 weeks this week. From me here in an absolutely gorgeous Maryland, the weather is stunning down here at the moment. I will see you all in a couple weeks. So bye for now, everybody.
Yeah, from me here in Atlanta, thanks for listening, and we'll see you over the next few weeks. Y'all are stuck with me, unfortunately, and we'll have John. And if John's not around, find some other special guest to jump in, but keep tuning in. We'll keep the news coming to you. Thanks for listening.
And from me here in Michigan, appreciate you tuning in and watching from all over. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.